sugar plantation, Betty's home. Journey back in time with us, when sugar was king and this plantation was abuzz with ceaseless activity. Swish, swish, in. Swish, swish, in. The rhythmic sound of cutting cane can be heard for miles and miles. 2 swings for each stalk, one at the top and one at the bottom, then into the cart. There was nothing joyous about this lifestyle. The enslaved Africans were made to do laborious and back-breaking tasks around this 1,600 plus acreage of plantation. Work on the fields were brutal. They worked long hours in the blazing sun. The cane was fertilized with animal manure, and the plots were kept clear by weeding. The cane crop was staggered in such a way that all would mature at once. After 14 to 18 months, it would be harvest time, and a broad curved machete like this would be used to harvest the cane. It would be swish, swish, into the cart, and then to the mill for grinding.
The arduous working condition and the deplorable living arrangement wasn't the only thing that made being a slave a living nightmare. For, as the enslaved African population outnumbered that of the white, fear of rebellion made the overseers quick to use the whip. Outrageous punishments such as lynching, starvation, being beaten or even burned to death is what resulted when a slave requested better treatment if they married an enslaved person who the overseer fancied for any such infraction.
Betty's hope. What Betty actually hoped for, we may never know. Named after the daughter of a plantation owner, this place seems anything but hopeful for the slaves. Yet, they hoped for something better. Somehow they knew that they deserved something better. And so they fought, they revolted, and fought and revolted and suffered some more, until at last what they hoped for all these hundreds of years became a reality. Looking back now, we can conclude that there is hope. Look at what we have accomplished. Look at where we are now. We are doctors, we are lawyers, we are engineers, we are teachers, we are physicians, and the list goes on.
Yet even today, with all the freedom we've gained and now enjoy, people are still, as it were, enslaved, living under oppression and living in bondage. Some are trapped in abusive relationships and some are in bondage to appetite, but all are enslaved to sin. Perhaps like our foreparents, you are agitating, revolting, and suffering, all the while hoping to be free from the circumstances that oppress you. You may have escaped one, only to find yourself trapped in another. Our history reminds us that our ugly past can have a glorious future. Properly placed hope means that our ugly experiences can have a glorious end. The only way to achieve freedom with no possibility of relapsing into slavery is to hope beyond the here and now. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 19 tells us, if only in this life we have hope in Christ, we are of all men the most pitiable. The truth is, Jesus didn't just die for you to live and enjoy here. He rose and went to heaven to prepare a place for you and for me.
Back then, the slaves lived on the dirt floor, watching a dab shack, prone to insect infestation. But the eternal hope assures me of mansions bright and fair. No beatings, no torture, no fear, and no forced labor.
There is hope beyond this earthly experience. My prayer is the same as Paul in Ephesians 1:18, that the eyes of your hearts may be enlightened, that you may know what is the hope to which God has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance.